But he had no credibility. His credibility had been stripped away.
The attorney said that they will personally be handling the appeal from start to finish as far as it goes. Ashley and Michael.
All right, no surprise that they're going to appeal. Of course, that's expected. It could take years. Appeals are not quick. That's not the nature of the beast. So we'll certainly stand by to see what happens. Thank you to Chanley Painter for joining Michael and I here. We want to welcome now our guest for this hour, trial attorney Krista Ramey. Krista, let me ask you the specific question, and that is about the appeal. What is your position? And Michael, you and I haven't talked about this yet either, but do you think that there was too much evidence allowed in with the theft so that it tipped the scales and became character evidence that was more prejudicial than probative, and that might be something a court of appeals says, all right, turning it back down to the lower courts?
I do. I think it's the sheer volume of it that was allowed in. So it wasn't like one or two things and it was days and days and days of testimony on this topic, and a number of different financial crimes that have not been proven yet. So they're not convictions. And so typically that is evidence that goes to veracity. If it's been a conviction and a witness takes the stand and waives his Fifth Amendment rights, then those convictions could be used, but these aren't convictions. These are allegations right now. And by having all of this in, he was almost forced to take the stand to address all of the lies. And I think that it becomes a trial within a trial on those issues. And you heard all of those folks standing outside the courthouse talk about how untrustworthy he was. This was about his credibility. And because there was so much of this evidence that came in, I think that's where it's problematic.
Krista, you know what's interesting? You know, we actually got a chance to hear from a juror. They showed up on GMA, Good Morning America this morning, talking about some of the reasons why, at least this particular juror, came to the verdict that this jury did. Let's take a listen. Then I want to relate it to this whole idea of character evidence. Let's listen.
His lies, steady lies.
Did you feel like he was a liar?
A good liar, but not good enough. I didn't see any true remorse or any compassion or anything.
Even though he cried a lot on the stand.
He never cried.
He never cried. What do you mean by that?
All he did was blow snot.
Did you not see tears?
No tears.
How did you know he wasn't crying?
Because I saw his eyes.
Krista, the question I have for you is it possible to separate the lies that he told regarding the financial crimes and really the key lie in this case? And that was, I think, the one insurmountable piece of evidence in this case, the lie about the kennel video. So when an appeals court looks at this, are they going to be willing to separate those two? They were his lies. Most importantly, that kennel video was what really, I think, did him in.
Well, the kennel video clearly did him in, and I don't disagree with that. And then when he took the stand, and you know, it sounded almost like he was lying to make up for the fact that he lied. You know, it reminded me a lot of John Lewin's cross-examination of Robert Durst that we watched all those months ago, where you're just lying and you can't keep up with all the lies. I think that the problem here is that whether or not he took the stand might have changed in the case of here, because he, you know, I think was compelled to take the stand because of all of the evidence of all of the financial crimes, on top of the kennel video and the Snapchat video that put him at the scene. So I think that they are connected, but I think because there was so much time spent on these financial crimes, I keep going back to that. If all of these financial crimes came in and Creighton Waters just hit it quick, you know, talk about it, get out. Don't spend days and days and witness upon witness upon witness. Then I think I might feel differently about it, but I think it's just the sheer amount of time that was spent.
All right, Michael, I know we need to get to a break, but I must ask you, do you think there would have been a different outcome if Alec had not testified?
No, I don't. And I don't think he took the stand because of the financial crimes. They can make that argument, and it's a decent argument, but I think at the end of the day, he had to take the stand to explain that kennel video.
I agree.
That's what he had to explain.
And he lied.
And I think he would have done it anyway. So, again, real big question on how this will turn out on appeal. All right, Krista, stand by. We do have to take a break. Coming up next, folks, we're going to hear from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and get their thoughts on the conclusion of the Murdaugh family murders trial. Remember, they came under real fire in this case. That's next here on Court TV Live.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh sentenced for killing his wife and son. We'll dive deeper into his sentencing and look ahead to what's next for the disgraced attorney and now double murderer.
I'm innocent. I would never hurt my wife, Maggie, and I would never hurt my son, Paw Paw.
We're live from South Carolina with reaction to this dramatic conclusion.
Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan, tonight at 7/6 Central, only on Court TV.